Title: Clash of Elements. The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a fiery glow across the desolate battlefield of Eldrath. Cracked earth and scorched grass bore witness to countless conflicts, but none would compare to the clash that was about to unfold. On one side stood Kellen, the firebrand, his auburn hair dancing like flames in the wind, eyes glowing with an inner heat. Opposite him was Lyriel, the frost weaver, her silver hair cascading like a frozen waterfall, icy blue eyes sharp and unyielding. The kingdom of Eldrath had long been torn between the fiery zeal of the Flamebound and the frigid calm of the Frostborn. For years, skirmishes had erupted, but today's battle would settle the age-old feud. With the fate of their people hanging in the balance, both warriors had come to prove their element's supremacy. Kellen clenched his fists, flames flickering to life around him, swirling in a vibrant dance. "You think your ice can extinguish the fire of my spirit, Lyriel? I will burn through your defenses." Lyriel raised her hand, summoning a gust of icy wind that swirled around her, forming intricate patterns of frost. "And you think your flames can melt the resolve of the Frostborn? I will freeze your ambitions in their tracks." With a roar, Kellen unleashed a torrent of fire, sending a wave of heat crashing toward Lyriel. The flames roared with a life of their own, eager to consume everything in their path. But Lyriel was ready. She thrust her arms forward, and a wall of ice erupted from the ground, intercepting the flames with a deafening hiss. Steam rose as fire met ice, creating a swirling mist that enveloped them both. As the mist cleared, Kellen charged forward, his fists ignited with fiery energy. He struck with a flurry of punches, each blow sending sparks flying. But Lyriel was agile, her movements graceful and fluid. She danced around him, her hands weaving intricate patterns in the air. With each motion, shards of ice shot forth, aiming for Kellen's heart. "Is that all you've got?" Kellen taunted, dodging a sharp icicle that shattered against the ground behind him. "You'll need to do better." Lyriel smirked, her confidence unwavering. "Very well, let's turn up the heat." With a fierce determination, she summoned a blizzard, swirling snow and ice around her, creating a freezing vortex that drew Kellen closer. The temperature plummeted, and Kellen felt the chill seep into his bones. But he would not yield. Drawing upon the depths of his power, he ignited his flames even higher, breaking free from the icy grip. "Firestorm," he shouted, unleashing a barrage of fireballs that rained down upon Lyriel. The sky lit up with a brilliant display of fiery explosions, illuminating the darkening battlefield. But Lyriel was not without her own arsenal. She countered with a wave of frost, creating a shield of ice that absorbed the impact of the fireballs, sending shards flying in all directions. The ground trembled beneath them as the two elements clashed, creating a whirlwind of steam and smoke. As the battle raged on, both warriors pushed their limits, their powers intertwining in a dazzling display of light and shadow. Kellen, feeling the intensity of his flames, focused his energy into one final attack. "Phoenix Wrath," he roared, launching a massive fireball that surged toward Lyriel with blistering speed. In that moment, time seemed to slow. Lyriel could see the fireball approaching, its heat radiating towards her. Drawing upon her deepest reserves, she called forth her ultimate technique. "Frostbite Barrage," she cried, unleashing a torrent of icy shards that collided with the fireball, creating a cataclysmic explosion of steam and light. For a heartbeat, the world stood still. Then, the explosion erupted outward, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. When the dust settled, both warriors stood panting, their powers waning, but their eyes locked in mutual respect. "We may be enemies," Kellen gasped, "but today, we fought like true warriors." Lyriel nodded, her breath visible in the cool air. "Perhaps there is more that unites us than divides us." As the sun set behind them, casting a golden hue over the battlefield, the two warriors realized that the true battle was not between fire and ice, but rather the struggle to find balance in a world torn apart by conflict. And in that moment, a fragile truce was born, igniting hope for a united Eldrath. For the first time, they understood, sometimes, the greatest power lies not in the elements they controlled, but in the bonds they forged.